Hey everybody, today I'm going to teach you 5 ways to create and maintain healthy boundaries. So like I said, today we're going to talk about creating and maintaining healthy boundaries. Now, why are healthy boundaries even important? You might want to ask and think, why the heck are we even talking about this? Healthy boundaries are important because it gives structure to relationships and helps protect the person we're in a relationship with, as well as ourselves from becoming too codependent, too needy on one another, and actually also having people poke our buttons and feeling like we have no control over that. And so it helps set up a framework to give us the opportunity to have a more communicative, loving, healthy relationship. Now, this could be romantic or like familial or just friendships. Any relationship that you have needs to have healthy boundaries. The first tip is observe. I know that sounds silly, but pay attention. What really ticks you off? Are there certain things that your mom always does that really rile you up? Or is it something that your boyfriend or girlfriend does that just really gets under your skin and makes you so agitated or anxious or frustrated or makes you want to leave? Are there certain things that do that? Because right there, that tells us where our boundaries already are. Because many of us already know what is upsetting. And so that tells us what's okay and not okay. Number 2, be clear and direct. Be assertive. I know it's really hard for many of us and we feel like, oh, I'm being a bully or I'm being too pushy. No, you're just being clear about what's okay and what's not okay. You know how I talked about observing and noticing when you feel like that boundary has been crossed and it's inappropriate? Then we have to say something about it because they need to know where the boundaries are. Otherwise, we can know, but if we're not telling anybody about it, they don't even know where they start or stop or what's appropriate or inappropriate. Number 3, give yourself permission. Now, I know that this is the hardest of all of these tips because many of you have expressed to me feeling shame or guilt after trying to set boundaries with loved ones and feeling like maybe you shouldn't have, and we find ourselves backpedaling. Know that by setting boundaries and being assertive about it, you're not only protecting yourself, but you're also protecting the other person from a future potential fight or maybe silent treatment. Whatever unhealthy coping skill comes out of a boundary being crossed, you're protecting each person from that. And only with a healthy set of boundaries can a relationship really flourish and grow. Number 4, get outside support. See a therapist. Join a support group. Talk to friends and family about the person that you're working on this with because sometimes we're going to need that little extra push to maintain the boundaries. Once we get there, how do we keep being assertive and keep telling them that that's where the boundary is and keep acting out of that boundary? Things are going to get stressful and it's going to get hard, and sometimes we need a little extra support to push us through. And number 5, self-care. I know that setting boundaries can be really uncomfortable, and like I said, sometimes it comes with some shame and guilt, and it takes a lot of effort and work to set boundaries, continue to be assertive about it, and uphold them. And so we're going to have to take some extra good care of ourselves in order to keep doing that and to keep pushing through. And self-care is always important when we're working on something because it's really hard. Like I've said before, going to therapy and working on things and having insight and recognizing what the hell's going on with ourselves is really hard. Ignoring it all and sticking our head in the sand is actually kind of easier, but it ends up biting us in the butt later. So make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure you're taking time for yourself to get what you need so that you can keep pushing through. And as always, if you like this, give it a thumbs up and leave your experience in the comments. What are some things that you've done to help create healthy boundaries? What are some pushback maybe you've gotten from family and friends, and how did you overcome it? Together, we're growing, and the more we share about what's worked, the more we can help each other. And if you haven't already, click here to subscribe. I put out videos all the time and you don't want to miss them.